Commentators and some former presidents have talked of the loneliness of the presidency and the burdens of the presidency, yet you seem to approach the job with great relish. Do you find it lonely or burdensome? How would you describe it?
No, I don't. I surrounded myself with people that I have confidence in, that I believe in. I don't think that I sit here all alone and decide everything by myself. As I say, I want to hear everybody's viewpoint, and I don't give any indication of where I lean while I hear those viewpoints. And I've had people in our cabinet who were cabinet officers under other presidents tell me that they had never been in cabinet meetings that were as fruitful before. Evidently, a lot of presidents just simply used their cabinet as a kind of a, well, they'd meet periodically and different members would report what their departments were doing. The word that I've gotten from these others is that they never found or were in cabinet meetings where everybody, regardless of whether it affected their particular agency, were involved in the discussion. But no, and maybe again, it was the 8 years experience. I have to believe for many years recently, we've taken our presidents from the ranks of the legislators. I think the best training, the closest job to being president of the United States is being a governor. A legislator is used to being in a group and on a committee and making decisions on a voting basis, majority rule. Only a governor has sat there and when finally knows that the final say has got to be his or hers. And so maybe I attribute part of this to that. I don't say it's easy. There are a lot of decisions that after I've heard all of that, and as I say, the ones that where there's so much right on both sides that are very difficult. But no, I don't have that feeling.
Right.
Oh, what were you just going to ask?
I was going to ask you about the day that you were shot at the Hilton Hotel and what your feelings were then. Because I think in a way, Mr. President, that was one of the moments that solidified your popularity in the country, the way you dealt with all of that. I think it was a crucial thing. And do you agree?
Yeah. The only unique thing I think about that was that I got all the way to the hospital and walked into the emergency room, and when the nurse came to meet me, I said, I'm having trouble breathing. I didn't know I'd been shot.
That's extraordinary. Yeah.
I thought when the Secret Service man jumped on my back after throwing me into the car,
that he'd done the damage.
Yeah, I thought he'd broken a rib.
Yeah.
And then when I started to spit blood, I thought that the rib had punctured a lung.
Yeah, that's amazing. And when were you first aware what had happened?
When they got my clothes peeled off of me, including cutting off a suit that I was wearing for the first time, a brand new suit, they found up here the wound under my arm where the bullet had hit me there, and I was not aware of it. What had happened is the bullet caromed off the side of the car as I was coming to the car, went through the space between the door, the hinge space, and caught me right here.
I'm sorry. Your microphone is off. And the producer would love to get this in the program. Could you just mind starting to the beginning of the story? It's a great story. We just wanted to try again.
What are you telling now?
What did I say?
Can we just have a minute to do that?
Yeah.
The listener has to turn
Yeah, we just have to turn the microphone on. When I said the last question there, they stopped.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Are we?
Yeah.
If we can just do it very, very quickly there.
Nice and quiet.
Okay.
Take your game on.